Welcome back. We now get back to a developing story from Washington. Congressional Democrats are asking for a criminal investigation to be opened into statements made by Attorney General Jeff Sessions.
The request follows new revelations that Sessions met twice with the Russian ambassador during the 2016 campaign. ABC's Lana Zak has this developing story.
I have recused myself in the matters that deal with the Trump campaign.
But Democrats feel like that's not enough.
Gave false testimony.
Democratic lawmakers gathered outside the Department of Justice demanding Attorney General Jeff Sessions resign following revelations that he met twice with the Russian ambassador during the 2016 campaign. But the president is standing by him.
Mr. President, do you still have confidence in the Attorney General? Total.
Sessions says his meetings were not as a Trump campaign official and were appropriate as a senator. But Democrats say that's not the issue.
There's nothing inappropriate with a senator meeting with the Russian ambassador. There is something very inappropriate to dramatically mislead Congress.
Judge for yourself. Here is Sessions under oath in his own words.
If there is any evidence that anyone affiliated with the Trump campaign communicated with the Russian government in the course of this campaign, what will you do?
Senator Franken, I'm not aware of any of those activities. I have been called a surrogate at a time or two in that campaign, and I did not have communications with the Russians, and I'm unable to comment on it.
Sessions said he answered honestly.
Let me be clear. I never had meetings with Russian operatives or Russian intermediaries about the Trump campaign.
And here's a little bit of a timeline. On September 7th, then candidate Donald Trump made national and international headlines for calling the Russian president far more of a leader than President Obama. On the next day, September 8th, Senator Sessions hosted the Russian ambassador for a one-on-one meeting in his office. The president said today he was not aware of that meeting. Lana Zak, ABC News, Washington.
In Baltimore, several police officers appearing in court today to hear the corruption charges against them. Prosecutors say the 7 city policemen are hardcore criminals. The allegations range from stealing money from innocent people to robbing drug dealers of cash and guns, even selling drugs.
The majority of Baltimore City police officers are going to be really pleased today to see these charges brought against people who are accused of betraying their badges, of betraying their trust to the department.
The indictment shows the amounts stolen range from $200 to $200,000. Prosecutors say the corruption included bogus search warrants, filing false police reports, even putting in for thousands of dollars in overtime while on vacation. Some of the suspects face up to life in prison, others decades in jail.
Shocking new developments tonight involving Casey Anthony's murder trial. The judge who presided over the trial says the Florida mother may have killed her 2-year-old daughter by accident. In an interview with the Orlando Sentinel, former circuit judge Belvin Perry Jr. says Anthony may have been trying to quiet Kaylee with chloroform and accidentally used too much. Perry says if jurors had come to that conclusion, they might have convicted her of second-degree murder or manslaughter. But Perry says this is just one of several theories, not confirmed at all. Casey Anthony was acquitted in 2011. That garnered worldwide attention, that trial.
Federal prosecutors are now fighting to keep the wife of the Orlando nightclub shooter in jail until her trial begins. Prosecutors filing a motion in federal court today asking that Noor Salman's release be stopped while the court considers their request. The move is in response to a judge's decision yesterday to release Salman tomorrow. She's accused of helping her husband, Omar Mateen, scout out potential targets before the massacre at the Pulse nightclub that left 49 people dead. Salman has pleaded not guilty to the charges.
For juvenile offenders, being sent to a diversion program instead of jail can be a life-saving decision. But everyone is getting a fair chance. Is that the case to keep their records clean? Throughout the state and the Suncoast, the percentage of white juveniles being sent to diversion programs is higher than total arrests. But when it comes to black young people, there is an opposite pattern. Law enforcement has the first option to refer children to these diversion programs, but some say the problems continue in the courtroom.
If you take a 16, 17-year-old and you give them a jail sentence, even if it is 6 months, you finished them.
There's a perceived bias that occurs under these circumstances. Very often you have to delve much further into the data to find out what exactly is occurring.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, we'll take a closer look at that data and a program that local law enforcement is using to reverse the trend.
Well, we had another beautiful day on the Suncoast, a warm one, but a little bit of change coming our way. Let's get the latest on that from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
One thing to note, the winds will be really picking up. It was a little bit breezy today, but the winds will be strong out of the north and northeast throughout the day tomorrow. And that'll be tough going for boating conditions out there. The sea's already starting to pick up. 77 warm degrees right now, and the dew point high at 68. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 12. Temperatures statewide. It's already cooling down behind the front. Not extremely cold, but cooler in the 60s there from Pensacola to Jacksonville. Warm out ahead of it. In Orlando, it's 83 degrees. And with that west to southwest wind, temperatures are a little bit cooler near the coast. 76 at Anna Maria, Bradenton, 78, 79 at Lakewood Ranch, Northport at 80 and 80 in Port Charlotte right now. As far as the weather goes, a large area of high pressure over parts of Arkansas and Oklahoma will eventually slip in as this front continues to drop southward. This front will eventually pull up stationary over South Florida throughout the day tomorrow, and then looks like it will stay there and eventually fizzle out. We'll have more in the forecast for the weekend coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. A coalition of nonprofit groups is asking state lawmakers to reject Governor Rick Scott's proposal to divert money from housing programs. The Sadowski Housing Coalition is calling for lawmakers to allocate state and local housing trust fund money to affordable housing programs. The coalition wants lawmakers to appropriate about $293 million for housing programs. In Governor Scott's budget proposal, he recommends shifting about 2/3 of that money out of a trust fund earmarked for low-income housing. The trust fund receives a portion of money produced by real estate documentary stamp taxes.
These funds help Floridians of modest means find rental and homeownership opportunities. Those could be in the form of affordable housing, affordable apartments, down payment assistance to purchase a home, or even money to repair a home.
Last year, state lawmakers kept $200 million for housing programs after Governor Scott requested about $237 million be moved out of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. The 2017 legislative session begins this coming Tuesday.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, long-term damage from earbuds, live concerts, and loud events.
The alarming new numbers of how many Americans are suffering from hearing loss. That's straight ahead.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
We consider the first 60 minutes the golden hour, the time that we can do the most to affect how a patient's going to do. I think what motivates all of us is that at the other end of it, we see them, smiling and happy and going back to their families. That's our greatest satisfaction. Sarasota Memorial Hospital is just an amazing place to take care of people.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s, plus incredible savings on move-in ready homes. Come tour 6 designer models. This is the time of your life. Make it island time at Harbor Isle. Go to mintofla.com now.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Listen up. New findings suggest that hearing loss may become a problem for more of us in the coming years. With more, here's ABC News senior medical contributor, Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Hold on to your earbuds. A new study predicts a dramatic rise in hearing loss among Americans in the decades to come. Johns Hopkins researchers suggest that hearing loss is set to soar in this country, nearly doubling between 2020 and 2060, leading to 30 million more Americans with hearing loss, a surge that will outpace population growth and result in over 73 million Americans with hearing loss by 2060. And while older Americans will bear the brunt of this rise, the researchers warn that younger adults should also beware. Fortunately, there are things we can all do today to maintain our hearing for years to come. And they all involve protecting our ears. Use earplugs if you know you're going to be in a noisy environment. Think twice about loud music concerts or dance clubs, and turn down that volume on your MP3 player. Simple advice that's worth a listen. With this Medical Minute, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
And now we'll head over to Bob, take a look at our forecast.
Well, we had a chance to get out there to Ed Smith today, watch the Baltimore Orioles taking on the Minnesota Twins for a spring training game. And it was ABC 7 Day. Stephanie did a great job singing the national anthem, too. And there's Karen Gadu. She set everything up for the ABC 7 booth right there. Norm Schimmel taking this photo. Great photo it was. And yeah, he's a great guy out there. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing some clouds around. Not many, though. It was a sunny day today and a warm one at that. Temperature, once again, 80 degrees. And no real threat of any significant rainfall over the next several hours. So if you have any evening plans, not a problem. But later on, say after 10, 11 o'clock, there could be a few brief showers around. Inland areas, there's certainly one or two lone showers there as a result of the daytime heating today, which topped out into the mid to upper 80s. But the actual cold front still just to the north, producing a few showers over north central Florida. A large area of high pressure continues to move in behind the front. The front itself still kind of locked up just to our north, but will continue to push off to the south. Well, the dry air in place will inhibit any widespread rain event with this cold front. And it looks as though we will see very windy weather behind it. And it looks like winds gusting as high as 20 to 25 miles an hour throughout the day on Friday. 76 degrees right now. Dew point is at 69. Winds out of the west-northwest at 13. The pressure 30.08 inches, still high. And that will be falling slightly overnight. 80-degree high temperature today. 5 degrees above the average. Will be slightly below this, I think, tomorrow, right around 74 for your high. It'll feel cooler, though, as a result of the drier air and the stronger winds moving in. So it'll actually feel much cooler than it has been as of late. 62 the low, and we're going to still see a pretty warm low tonight, right around 60 degrees, but then it will be chillier to start the day on Saturday morning. 67 degrees in Jacksonville, Orlando 83, same in Key West, Miami at 78, and temperatures around the area east of I-75, upper 70s to low 80s right now. It's 83 in Sebring and 83 as well in Arcadia. Venice, you're at 76 degrees. Well, the overall picture continues to show a secondary front coming through parts of southern Illinois. This is that cooler air that's going to filter slowly in our direction beginning tomorrow. And there's not a lot else going on across the U.S. All is fairly quiet right now across most of the United States, so with the exception of the showers over north central Florida and a little bit of rainfall over Illinois and Indiana. Quite a contrast to about 24 or 48 hours ago. 18 in Minot. It's 27 in Minneapolis, 30 in Detroit, Toronto at 27, Boston 38 degrees. So in the 30s into Chicago and Cleveland and St. Louis. Met a lot of folks from St. Louis there as well. An old sports anchor, Gary, came up to say hello to me there, and or Greg, I think it was. 52 degrees in Kansas City, 67 in Dallas, 49 in Salt Lake City, and 52 in Denver. Small craft advisory is in effect for coastal waters. Already started now and continues throughout the day on Friday, and more than likely reissued for Saturday as things will stay breezy. Rough conditions out there for boaters throughout the day. Seas 3 to 5 feet. And the water temperature is still very warm, 76 degrees. And the UV index is 7 tomorrow with some clouds in the morning. Those clouds will clear in the afternoon. Beaches will see a high right around 72 degrees. So back slightly below average for highs. Low tide upcoming 17. A high tide will be at 3:53. Another high tide at 3:17 tomorrow. Sunset at 6:32 and sunrise at 6:52. Tonight, increasing clouds. Slight chance for showers late tonight. 60 for your low, and it will turn breezy tomorrow. Windy weather, morning clouds turn into afternoon sunshine, 74 for your high, but that northeast wind will make it feel even cooler out there. And then the extended forecast does call for a chilly start on Saturday morning, lows into the low 50s. Could even see some upper 40s while inland, and then mid 70s for highs by Saturday afternoon. No real threat of any significant rainfall, something we could use, but we're not going to see much of a chance of that happening over the next 7 days. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. Traffic is still backed up on I-75 in the northbound lanes, possibly because of an accident earlier this afternoon on Clark Road.
Some big changes could be coming to downtown Venice.
Mayor John Holick is in Washington, D.C. He's meeting with the U.S. Postal Service, discussing turning a post office building into a boutique hotel. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley has the details.
Back in the 1920s, this building was one of the very first hotels built in the city of Venice, right as the city became populated. It later became a hospital in the 40s, and today it's a post office.
A restoration of the Parkview not only would be a boon for downtown and the businesses, but it'd be a historic site.
Don O'Connell has made it his mission to convince the city council to build a replica of the Parkview Hotel. Last year, he convinced the mayor, John Holick, who then convinced the Postal Service.
Mayor went forward and got approval from the postal authorities, and then the city council cooled on it. So he was left holding the bag after he had done all this work.
Several weeks ago, city council warmed back up to the idea, and on Thursday, the mayor held a meeting with the Postal Service in Washington, D.C. The mayor said it went well, but didn't offer any details.
This just needs to be vetted a bit more. This would be a major change.
Councilman Rich Cotero hasn't made up his mind on the idea because he says there are too many unanswered questions.
One question is, we may have to deliver a fully functioning alternative facility in another location. The second question is, where would that location be?
Even if the plan goes through, O'Connell says the replica building may not be turned back into a hotel, perhaps an office complex.
A lot of people in council that are anti-growth that don't want any more people in town and don't want a hotel there.
O'Connell doesn't mind that. He just wants to see the building built. But Councilman Cotero worries about who's going to pay for it.
I would certainly prefer no taxpayer dollars be expended for this endeavor, speaking for myself.
The mayor is expected to bring the answers to all of these questions at an upcoming city council meeting so that council members can decide how to proceed.
Yahoo is punishing 2 of its top officials for the mishandling of 2 security breaches. Those breaches exposed the personal information of more than 1 billion users and have cost the company $350 million. Due to the fallout, Yahoo says its CEO will not get her annual bonus or receive a potentially lucrative stock award. Yahoo's top lawyer resigned without severance pay for his department's lackadaisical response to the security lapses.
The company Caterpillar may be in serious trouble. Federal law enforcement officials are executing a search warrant at the company's 3 facilities in Illinois. Caterpillar says it believes the search is being conducted because of, quote, export filings related to its Switzerland subsidiary. Caterpillar is a farming construction equipment manufacturer and is one of the biggest companies of its kind in the world.
All right, entertainment news is next. Stay with us.
Now's the perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
I won Cash for Life from the Florida Lottery! So I get $1,000 a day every day for the rest of my life. Day 1, bought a pony, we're best buds. Day 7, this is crazy! Another day, another grand. This one's on me. Then Mom said, better save some. And another grand, share the love. I don't even play this thing, but I got a bunch. And another grand, and another grand, another grand, another grand. Let's do it again tomorrow.
With a prize of $1,000 a day for life, the new Cash for Life draw game is your ticket to a grand day every day.
What does it mean when New South Windows says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory. It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window, we manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
There's a whole new way to bank at Achieva Credit Union with Achieva Checking Plus. Get new unique features like full ID theft protection and online shopping rewards. Plus, it's an interest-bearing account, so you have a little extra for what really matters. Achieva Checking Plus isn't just an account for your money, it's for your life, including cell phone insurance. And that's good to know. Discover the plus at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
The 2 people apparently responsible for the flub at this year's Academy Awards are getting some extra protection now.
The PwC auditing firm has hired protection for the 2 accountants responsible for the error. The company is providing security to Brian Cullinan and Martha Ruiz. The 2 accountants were dismissed by the Film Academy yesterday for the mishandling of the winners' envelopes. PwC hired security for both of them after their home addresses and photos of their family members were published in the media. PwC has taken responsibility for the error that led to the La La Land being mistakenly announced as winner of Best Picture when Moonlight actually won.
Elvis fans, this may be worth another trip to Graceland, a $45 million entertainment complex that focuses on the life and career of Elvis Presley is now in Memphis. The complex is right across the street from Graceland. There's a huge Presley exhibit, a showcase of the cars he owned and used, a sound stage, 2 restaurants and shops. The complex replaces older buildings that have housed Presley exhibits for years. The center is part of a $140 million Graceland expansion.
Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch is back on the market. The asking price for the 2,700-acre property near Santa Barbara, California is just $67 million. That's actually a lot lower than the $100 million it was on the market for last year. The property, which has been renamed Sycamore Valley Ranch, also comes with a pool house, a movie theater, dance studio, train station, firehouse, and a barn. Michael Jackson sold the ranch to Colony Capital before he died for $22 million.
Finally, this afternoon, take a look at Lamborghini's new supercar. The Aventador S is being called the fastest and most exciting Lamborghini of all time. It has new all-wheel drive, a V12 engine with 740 horsepower, and it can reach speeds in excess of 200 miles an hour. Pricing starts at $417,000. Right now, this is the only one in the United States, but more will start rolling off the production line next month. And apparently, it set a record at the Nürburgring, which is a track in Germany that all the car makers go to try to test their supercars and their fast cars. And it set a record for a production car, the fastest time ever.
Wow.
So there you go.
It certainly looks good, too.
It does.
Yeah.
It looks fast.
Oh, it looks fast. Sorry, it looks very aerodynamic. Yeah. We'll be right back.
Now's a perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at CaliforniaClosets.com.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.